The story you are about to hear might seem like something straight out of a horror movie, but it really happened. When I was 16, my fascination with the occult led me down a path I would regret. I was obsessed with ghost stories, scary movies, and the unexplained, and my best friend shared my curiosity. One ordinary afternoon after school, we decided to take things a step further, not realizing the doors we were about to open. My room, tucked away on the second floor above the garage, became our makeshift ritual chamber. We drew the curtains, blocked the door, and lit a circle of candles in the middle of the floor. The dim, flickering light cast eerie shadows across the walls as we sat in the center, holding hands and summoning the courage to call out to the unseen. At first, nothing happened. The silence stretched on, broken only by the occasional sound of our nervous laughter. Just as we were about to give up, the candle flame started to move. At first, it was subtle, a gentle flicker, but then they began bending violently, as if pushed by an invisible wind. My friend and I froze, glancing at each other in disbelief. We knew every door and window was sealed. There was no draft. The flickering wasn't random, it was deliberate. My friend decided to take things further. She suggested we ask questions, letting the candles answer us by flickering left for yes and right for no. Hesitantly, I agreed. Her voice was steady as she asked the first question. "Are you a man?" The flames bent left. Then, "Are you friendly?" Again, they moved left. The room felt alive, and despite the fear creeping in, we laughed nervously, asking a few silly questions. But the candle's movement suddenly stopped. The room grew unnervingly still. That's when we heard a faint knock, almost imperceptible, coming from somewhere downstairs. At first, we thought we'd imagined it, but then it happened again, louder this time. The sound moved, knocking from different parts of the house as if something unseen was roaming from room to room. Each knock grew more forceful, echoing through the walls. We called out for my parents, hoping it was just them coming home early, but there was no reply. The house fell silent for a brief moment, and then the footsteps started. Heavy, crashing steps ascended the staircase leading to my room. Each step reverberated through the house, shaking the floorboards. We sat frozen in terror, unable to move, as the stomping grew louder, closer. Just as the sound reached the top of the stairs, we blew out the candles and shouted the closing words of the ritual. The footsteps stopped abruptly, leaving behind a silence so deep it felt deafening. I ran to the staircase, desperate to catch a glimpse of whoever or whatever was there, but the house was empty. I searched every corner of the house, both floors, the basement, even the garage, but there was no one else there. My parents were still at work. The whole ordeal lasted no more than 15 minutes, but it felt like an eternity. Shaking, we replayed the recording on my phone. The knocks and footsteps were there, as loud and terrifying as we'd heard. But then, we heard something else, something we hadn't noticed in the moment. Faint, distant screams, like echoes from another world. That night marked the first and last time I ever attempted to communicate with the unknown. What started as curiosity turned into a chilling encounter that left us questioning what we had invited into my home. Be careful who or what you call out to, because sometimes something will answer.